This is Srinivasa. I am the teacher teaching C language. I have around 15 years of experience in software industry, and presently I am working as a freelance software engineer, as well as I am also teaching subjects like C language and databases, Java, core Java, etc. Today we will discuss about history of C. This is a demo class where you can view it and you can see my teaching methodology and you can decide upon that. What is C basically? C is a programming language which is widely used, and it has been developed in the early 1970s. This programming language has been designed and developed during the years 1970s. And where it is developed, let us see. The C is the byproduct of Unix operating system. Basically, you know the various operating systems. We have Windows operating systems, Unix operating systems, and mainframe operating systems such as, and Mac is also there for Apple. So C language is the byproduct of Unix operating system, and it has been developed at a place called Bell Laboratories, very famous organization. And there are two key important people who are behind this design and development. One is Ken Thompson and another is Dennis Ritchie, and a group of people, a team also involved in the design and development of this language. Actually, Ken Thompson single-handedly wrote original version of Unix. He has written operating system Unix. Ken Thompson has written this language operating system. Okay, like other operating systems of that time, Unix was written in assembly language. There was a language called assembly language to write operating systems, and he used this language. This is known as assembly language. And programs normally written in assembly language are usually painful to debug and hard to enhance, and it is very difficult to read it and debug it and do any enhancements to the program. And Unix was no exception because it has been designed in assembly language. So Thomson decided that a higher language should be it is needed for further development of Unix operating system. So he designed a small language and he named it as B language B. So he designed this B language on BCPL language. There is another language at that time, and that is used for system programming language, and that is known as BCPL. So based upon that BCPL, Thomson designed a language, a small language. It is known as B language. It is a sort of a high level language. And this BCPL has been designed and developed in the mid 1960s. And again, BCPL in turn is designed on the basis of Algol 60. There was a programming language at the time, very popular programming language. It is known as Algol 60. So BCPL has been designed based upon the Algol 60. And language B has been designed based on BCPL. And Algol 60 is one of the earliest and most influential language during that time. Just like C, and today in today's world we have Java, .NET, C#, etc., etc. Similarly, Algol 60 was very popular in those days. And meanwhile, what happened? Dennis Ritchie joined the Unix project and began programming in B. Ritchie is an engineer, senior scientist. He joined in Bell Laboratories in that project, and he joined in the Unix project, and he began programming in this language, designing development of this language B. In 1970, Bell Laboratories purchased a computer, PDP-11. The computer name was PDP-11, and it has been used for the Unix project. Once B was up and running on PDP-11, Thomson rewrote a portion of Unix in B. So by 1971, it became apparent that B was not well suited to PDP-11. So Ritchie began to develop an extended version of B, language B, and he named it as NB. NB stands for New B. As it began to diverge more from B, he changed the name to C. So later on, Dennis Ritchie changed this NB to C language, and the language was stable enough by 1973. And all the Unix operating system has been rewritten in C language. And the one most important benefit of C language is portability. You know what is the portability? Portability means you design an application in C language, using C language in one operating system. Say for example, you have designed an application in using C language in Windows operating system. That application can also be run in other operating systems such as Unix or mainframe systems without any modifications in the program. That is known as portability. You can port it, you can take it to any environment. So by writing C compilers for other computers at Bell Labs, the team could get Unix on those machines as well as. So they designed a C compiler, and which will run on other machines as well, along with the Unix operating system. And C has been in demand, and it continued to evolve during 1970s, especially between 1977 and 79. It was during that time the first book on C appeared, and the title of the book is The C Programming Language, and it is written by those designers Brian Kernighan and Dennis Ritchie. And this book was published in 1978, and it quickly became the Bible of C programmers. It has become a Bible. So if anybody wants to, in those days, C started, people started using C language for to design the applications, and they used to refer to this book, the C programming language, written by Brian Kernighan and Dennis Ritchie, and it has become the Bible of C programmers. After many revisions, the standard was completed in 1988, and it has been formally approved in December 1989. This version of language is usually referred to as C89 or C90. So actually what happened, the standardization has been done. There is an organization known as ANSI, American National Standard Institute, and they form a committee to standardize various languages, various software things. So they formed a committee, and they standardized by 1988, and it has been approved by December 1989. So this version of C language was known as C89 or C90. Now the latest version is C11, and we are going to study about C11 language, the version C11. We have lots of features in C language, and we will be studying in our class, in our course. And the version we use is C11 version. That is the latest version available. And C has had a huge influence on modern day programming languages, such as the most prominent are C++, Java, C#, and Perl, and some other languages. So all these languages, most of these languages have been designed and developed using C language. Okay. And what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of C language? Like any other programming language, C has a lot of strengths and weaknesses. And strengths is, let us see what is C language basically. C is a low-level language. Low-level language in the sense you can interact with the machine actually. Directly you can interact with the machine. You write a high-level, though it is a high-level programming language, you can write program to interact with the machine. That's why it is known as, it is a low-level language, and it is a small language. It is a small compiler, and C is also a permissive language. Let us see strengths. What are the strengths? Efficiency. Efficiency is one of the major advantages of C language. C programs run quickly and in limited amount of memory. That is efficiency of the C program. They consume a small amount of memory and they run as fast as anything. So second strength is portability. As I told you, that portability is that when a program must run on a range of computers from PC to supercomputers, and the application is written in C language. And C compilers are very small and easily written. The C compilers, it has a lot of features to support portability. So that is one advantage or the strength of C language. And another is power. C's large collection of data types and operators help make it a powerful language. C has a large collection of data types as well as operators, and it will help the programmer to design a powerful application. You can accomplish quite a bit with just a few lines of code. That is advantage of C language. And flexibility. And flexibility, C is now used for applications of all kinds. And every application can be written in C language, whether it is business application or a scientific application or a system programming or embedded systems for commercial data processing, and anything you can design using C language. And C imposes very few restrictions on the use of its features. It has very few restrictions. And it also has a standard library. The greatest strength is its standard library. The standard library consists of hundreds of functions for input, output, and string handling, storage allocation, and other useful operations. We will be studying some of these things in our course. Okay? And it has also some drawbacks or weaknesses. And C programs can be error prone. And error prone in the sense, sometimes when you run an application, it leads to errors. And C flexibility, because of flexibility, that makes it an error prone language. And so actually you cannot detect the errors very easily. And the errors cannot be detected by C compiler. So that is one disadvantage. And most of the errors are not detected until the program is executed or run. And until you run the program, until you run the application, you don't find the errors. That is a disadvantage with the C program. And C programs can be difficult to understand. Suppose somebody has written a program and you are going to read it, and it is I am sure that very chances are that it is very difficult to understand the programs written by others. Although C is a small language by most measures, it has a number of features that are not found in all programming languages. Because of these features, if used by one programmer, can't be understood easily by other programmers. That is the thing. And C's flexibility is also a negative factor. Because of flexibility, that is also become a negative factor for C program. This is weakness. And very difficult to modify. Another disadvantage is very difficult to modify. And a large programs written in C can be hard to change. So it's very difficult to change, very difficult to modify, and if they have not been designed with maintenance in mind. So most of the old programs are designed the programmers have written just like that, and it is very difficult to maintain the programs. Those programs. That is the weakness of the C language. Very difficult to modify. And this ends the program. And